I can do anything. I can reach any goal today. I can do what I want. I can be what I want to be.
Welcome to the 24/7 team selection for round 10. Andrew McKay is with me, and Macca, I liked the effort last week. A lot more pressure, a lot more ferocity at the ball. Is this what the club is after going into the back end of the season?
Yeah, definitely, Shane. Really, there was a great deal more of effort this week, and that's just really a building block for us going forward now. That's the minimum we expect now.
Now, have to start with the outs. Daisy Thomas is out with a toe injury. Chris Yaron has been omitted. What's the reasoning there?
Yeah, Chris has lacked a bit of punctuality over the last week. He turned up to a few meetings and things slightly late. So, it's just all in the effort to raise our standards around the club. Chris is certainly understanding of that, and Chris is a very smart young man and a very good young person. So he'll learn from that, and he'll be back before we know it.
And has that been made at a higher level or within the playing group and leadership group?
It's throughout the leadership group and the match committee, so it's a joint effort, and that's the punishment they come up with.
And the other of the third outs is Liam Jones back to the VFL for him. What do you hope he can achieve back in the VFL?
Liam needs to get that work rate up, certainly especially in the defensive aspects of the game. He works quite well offensively to certainly hunt the ball in the forward line when he's got the opportunity to kick goals, but certainly when the opposition have got the ball, he needs to work harder. 3
outs makes for 3 big ins. We'll get to those as we go through the team. We have a look at it for round 10 to take on the Adelaide Crows Saturday afternoon at the MCG. Great to be back at the G, of course, too. Starting across the back line, Sam Rowe, he was moved on to Buddy last week, actually did a good job when he was moved on to Lance Franklin, Lockie Henderson and Simon White at full back. Can we expect Sam Rowe to maybe get the job on Tex Walker?
It'll certainly be Sam or Simon. We haven't quite decided yet, but as you mentioned, Simon started on Buddy last week, and then Sam got moved on to him. So those boys have got some fair opposition over the last few weeks. I'll be interested to see how they go.
No doubt another workout this week. Let's have a look at the halfbacks, and now starting with Sam Doherty. Cade Simpson, probably quiet by his standards last week. Zach Tui at centre half-back. A possible match-up for Eddie Betts?
Be an interesting one, won't it? So I'm sure Eddie will be glued to the TV this week to see who matches up on him. But Eddie's a very good player, and he's kicked a lot of goals and a lot of sneaky goals this year, so we'll have to watch him carefully.
I don't think there's any other coaching unit in the competition that knows what Eddie's capable of better than this one at the moment. Will certainly be interesting, Macca. Let's have a look at the centres now, starting with Andreas Everett. 26 possessions, a couple of goals last week against the Swans, certainly one of the best. One of the big ins this week, the captain's back from a calf injury, and Mark Murphy and Chris Judd back in the side. Said last night, Macca, unfinished business he has at the Carlton Football Club. Are you guys more optimistic now than you were, say, 10 weeks ago that Chris could go around in 2016?
I think Chris has obviously had that knee niggle the last few weeks, and last week just gave us a chance to rest him. We didn't want him to travel. We knew the knee would worsen. We've got obviously a game this week against the Crows, and then we've got the bye after that, which will give Chris another opportunity to rest his knee. So, you know what, it's going to be up to him at the end of the year, and I think when he says unfinished business, he came into this season wanting to have a big season. He's had it been slightly inhibited by that knee, but certainly looks like it's on the improve, so I'll expect him to get better and better. Well,
of course, as the rebuild continues, a new senior coach in next year, it's going to be very interesting to see what Juddy does. Good signs early, though, for Carlton supporters. The other half of the midfield, starting with Andrew Corazzo, 29 touches for him against the Swans. Cam Wood in the ruck. He's going to be joined in the ruck by another impressive player. Get to him shortly. And Patrick Cripps. Loving his approach to the ball at the moment. 25 possessions, 1 goal, 1 against the Swans. For a young kid, he seemed to even step it up another level last week, not only with his pressure, but also just around his opponents as well.
He's setting a great example for us at the moment, Paddy Cripps, for such a young man. So, we're expecting him to get better and better and better as time goes on. And I think what we'll see over the next few years is his leadership come out, and certainly see that on field.
Yeah, certainly a future leader of the club. Across the half-forward line now to take on the Adelaide Crows. Nick Graham, full game for him last week. 7 tackles as well, outstanding pressure. Tom Bell, 28 touches against the Swans, and Andrew Walker as well. Nick Graham just seems one that the more full time he has out on the park, the the more he's going to develop, and looks like one that can develop quickly.
Yeah, certainly Nick's one that he's been in and out of the team, as you alluded to. Hasn't really been given that consistency, so to get 2 games in a row will be great for him, and 2 full games.
Across the full forward line now, and Troy Menzel, Dennis Armfield and Levi Casbolt, a couple of goals up forward for him. He's still that key target up forward, Levi Casbolt. Is it just making sure the marking and kicking is all in sync each week?
That's right. I mean, you know what, we just want Levi to compete, ideally. We know he's got a great set of hands. If he competes really well, we know the ball's going to come to ground, and our small forward should take that opportunity. The likes of Menzel and things will take opportunity when it's on the ground. We know he can mark, we know he needs to improve in kick, and that's been harped on it, but we're looking forward to him improving each week.
And let's have the look at what is a very impressive interchange bench, starting with Dylan Buckley, who was the sub last week, Ed Curnow and Matthew Cruiser. His first game since round 1, 2014. Jason Tutt is the other one on the interchange. How's Matthew feeling?
He's bursting at the seams, Matthew. He was really disappointed that he didn't get the opportunity last week, but we felt we really need to hold him back for one more week and get a good solid game in the Northern Blues for him, just to get his fitness up. We don't want to put too much undue stress on his body as a whole, rushing him back too early. So we're confident that he's right to go now, and he's certainly very, very confident he's right to go. And
can fans expect to see him work in the ruck in tandem with Cameron Wood, but also move forward at times?
Yeah, definitely want to keep him in the ruck quite a bit, but certainly up forward as well. So exciting times for Crows and us.
Looking forward to Saturday's match against the Crows. Took it up a notch on Friday night. Let's hope we can take it another few notches on Saturday afternoon against the Crows.